Capricorn, welcome to the Tarot Room. My name is Robyn. And Capricorn, today let's do a message from your higher self style of reading. Let's see what your higher self wants to say. Let's see what message they want to pass along. We're going to find out the message you're not getting. We're going to get a reminder of what's important, and we'll get some actions to take and see what your higher self, future self, source self wants to say. We have love thy neighbor, being of service, and then we have a lion heart, stand firm. So there's a very strong element of staying true to who you are, staying true to yourself here. And there's a strong element of living in their service. Love thy neighbor. You know, treat people the way that you want to be treated, but there might be someone who needs help, or let's see, Page of Swords, learning. There's a learning element here. So we'll see what that is. But the Page of Swords is looking right over at love thy neighbor. It could be learning to learning to love people that maybe were not so kind or loving to you. We'll see. But the message you're not getting is the Page of Swords here. And we have love thy neighbor and Lionheart. Okay, is there anything else with that Page of Swords? Nope. Okay. What's a reminder of what's important here? It's a Capricorn. A reminder of what's important. The Lovers. All right. And actions to take. Actions to take, choices to make, direction to move in, baby. There's a Knight of Swords. You're going right at this Lionheart. Okay, let's see what's going on. So the Page of Swords is the message you're not getting. This is really what your spirit guides want to highlight, or your higher self, or even your future self. Page of Swords and the Empress. And the Six of Wands. And there's the Ten of Wands. Oh, there's something in between. The Eight of Wands. This is learning to put yourself first and love yourself. There's an element here where it's like love. Did you put yourself last or some form, or you were prioritizing other people or other situations above your mental, physical, and emotional being? Because the message you're not getting is to love yourself, prioritize yourself, know yourself, treat yourself the way that you wish other people would treat you, or treat yourself the way that you treat other people. They want you to learn how to love yourself and understand the value that you have here. Five of Pentacles. And the Knight of Wands is, there's the Strength and the Ten of Pentacles. So there's this element where they want you to love yourself and know thyself. Why is that the message that Capricorn's not getting? Why is Capricorn not loving themselves or knowing themselves? Let's understand the blockage or the why behind that. Eight of Swords. There's a card that flipped, darling. Just give me a second to track it down. I know it came out. Did it not? Hold on. Let's verify this way. Sometimes it's easier if I think a card flipped and I missed it. The card did not flip. So it's the Eight of Swords and the Lover. That's a message, that's a reminder of what's important. The Lover. It's learning how to do what's best for you. So I feel we have a very kind, so there's this Canadian singer called Michael Bublé, and he has a song, and I can't remember what song it is, but in the song he says, my father taught me not to be too cruel, but not to be too kind. And so I think that you might be a little too kind here, and I think it's learning to love yourself and prioritize yourself and see that, Capricorn. That's a message you're not getting. People might be, it is a cruel world, and being kinder, excuse me, let's say you're showing nothing but kindness to the specific, I'm so sorry, I need to get a drink. Hold on, Capricorn. Whoa, sorry about that. I just get this element where it's like, you're showing kindness, you're being respectful, you're being courteous, but people aren't doing the same to you. Excuse me. That's okay. That's their problem. The message here is to stay true to who you are. That's what that was all about, and I understand. So it's like you're being kind, you're being respectful. Maybe you feel like you're not getting it in return. Maybe you feel like the Tao is giving you bad luck, bad karma, bad, this or that, but the message is stay true to yourself. Stay kind, stay respectful, stay loving thy neighbor. I know there's a lot of people right now who are not. That is their journey, that is their path, that is their karma, and they will get that. The Tao never forgets. So it's learning how to still stay respectful when people aren't being like that to you. That's the message you're not getting, and that's a rough message, but you want to treat yourself with respect. When I say that, don't let people walk all over you, right? That, oh yeah, that's where I was, and then I got the drink. But when you're so kind and when you're too kind, people will take advantage of you. So so the message is to just create that balance You don't want to be too kind. You don't want to be too cruel. You don't want to be too rigid and let the world, make you hateful and angry, because there's so many of those people out there. So that there's that element of knowing thyself and staying true to yourself, but creating that balance. Because again, the reminder of what's important is the Lovers, and the Lovers is not giving into temptation. It's doing what's best for you. So, yeah, you got this dickhead in front of you at line. You could butt in front of him. You could swear at him and curse at him. But is that best for you? Probably not. You should probably just smile and nod and say, that dude's having a bad day, or that dude's an asshole. Yeah, that guy's feel sorry for that motherfucker. So it's like learning not to give in to that temptation, because there's this element where you're really going to be tested to act out of sorts, act out of character, act like someone else. And they don't want you to do that. And that's the reminder that of what's important is to stay true and make the best decisions for yourself. There's two choices in life, right? You can eat from that apple, you can eat that apple, or you don't. And they're saying eat that apple. Take that level of consciousness to the next step for yourself, and don't worry about those cruel, ignorant, selfish people. They're not going down that path in the next level, and that's their journey, and that's okay. Reminder of what's important is staying true to yourself and not giving into temptation, and that has to do with acting like someone else or acting out of character here, Capricorn. Because how they want you to move forward, and there's the actions to take, is the Knight of Swords. So there's the anger, there's the resentment. He's going right into that lion. Mufasa's here, and he's saying, Simba, do not let your anger get the best of you here. So there's that element where I do feel you're getting tested, and maybe you got some real annoying ass motherfucking neighbors. I did too. I physically moved because I couldn't handle living to them next to them anymore. God, I hated them. But yeah, see, so the actions to take moving forward are to stay true to yourself, be soft, and not too soft where you're weak. Weakness is not kindness is not a weakness, but it can be something that's taken for granted. So there is an element where you're going to be mad, and like I said, he's going right into Mufasa, into the lion. They want you to stay true. Think before you speak, think before you act. How would I normally handle this? Because right now I'm pissed. This motherfucker's pissing me off. I do feel you're really going to be getting pissed off here, Capricorn. And they just want you to stay true to yourself. Take a step back. Don't respond. Don't react. Don't instigate. Don't initiate. Don't act like them. There's an element where you're really going to be tested. So that tells me someone's going to be acting a fool. And they want you to show compassion, but for yourself. Don't act like a fool like that fool. That's because there it is, and it'll just stress you out. So it tells me that, I get this feeling all the time. There's like people who are really good, and we've all met them. They're just dicks. They're just assholes, and they're so good at being mean. And if you get in an argument, they're just good. And then there's some people, and I'm the other person, where if I get in an argument, I get flustered. I get upset. I can't express myself. I'm like, oh my God, they're being so mean to me right now. I need to go back home and think about a comeback for the next 22 days, and then I'll come back and talk to you, motherfucker. So there's two types of people. And the people that you're dealing with is, I'm going to say, the person that is good at it, and they'll be real good at getting under your skin, real good at pissing you off because they enjoy it. It's fun. And they don't want you to fall into their trap here. That's the actions to take. Stay true and do not fall into their trap, because they're really trying to... Well, you're going to be tested here. I'm sorry to say that, Capricorn. This person's going to make you angry, and that's the point of your reading today. That's what your higher self says. They do not want you to act out of character and to get caught up in their trap. Stay true to yourself. Let them act all crazy and look silly. Stay true to yourself. That is the big message for the reading. Okay, let's grab some oracles. Let's see what they want to say. We'll jump back into the tarot, see what else comes through. So what's the shadow self that higher self wants Capricorn to face here? What's the shadow self? Oh, there's a few here. We have a little trio, Capricorn, a little trio. Can't forgive. A heavy burden holds you captive in the past, trapping you in a cycle of resentment. Okay. Control issues. Deep-seated fear of losing power or feeling vulnerable, or a false sense of security. And I want you to face mental blocks. There's a fear of failure that keeps you stuck. Break free from limits in order to unlock your potential. All right, let's get the Akashic Record message. What is the Akashic Record message for Capricorn? Akashic Record message for Cap. Whoa. Ooh, Nelly. We have right track. Life is like a train, and it's important to find the right track. Do not blindly follow the wind, and take a moment to think about what you really want. Once you're on the right track, you will find the way forward, getting smoother and smoother. All right, let's get your ancient Egyptian oracle god. Let's see which god or goddess wants to talk to you today, Cap. We'll get your channeled message, your future message, and your abundant message. We have, oh my goodness, this card does not come out very often. I don't see this guy too much. We have, I might say this wrong, but Taweret, pregnancy and birth. We have a little renewal energy, card number 42. One moment, please. Let me get your message. I literally don't know this guy because he doesn't come out very often. Most of these I have them memorized mostly by now. Okay. My words are few, for my wisdom comes from my presence, my strength, and my silent energy. I can ward off bad spirits, and I can destroy your enemies. But then I was often needed, as the ancient mothers could give birth safely. See me as your hidden grandmother in spirit, and invoke me when needed, as we speak silently to protect all women and children. The abundance message is protect your belongings carefully. Money could be delayed, but it will arrive. Future message is short-term worries and fears will resolve. Know that you're safe and see this as a difficult birthing time that's going to result in great joy soon. Passing that test will always bring rewards. Okay, well, let's get back into the tarot here, Capricorn. Let's see what other messages your higher self, source self, spirit guides want to pass along, want to say. What else needs to come out today here, higher self? What else you want to say to the Capricorn collective? Temperance, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Sun. Okay, so this is a message of staying focused when you're being distracted. There's the Fool. Temperance and the Knight of Pentacles is like staying, you have a lot on your plate, you have a lot going on. This is like prioritizing. What's this Page of Cups? Something's coming in to distract you or something. I think it's this person. What's this distraction with the Capricorn? What are you saying about, don't let these people distract you or stop you. Stay focused and keep your eye on the prize. That is the message here. Because there's some message, there's this person. There's your spiritual lesson. So I'm going to say that, you know, this is like that energy where when you get angry, you know, somebody annoys you, pisses you off, they do it on purpose, whatever. Let me say this, okay? You're in a call center, you're doing outbound calls. You get to work, you do your outbound call, you're trying to sell visa insurance. The first person you talk to is an absolute monster, absolute asshole, right? People can be mean when they're on the phone. They don't see you. It's a lot easier to be mean online and on the telephone than it is in person, right? That moment, that customer, when you get off that phone, that can ruin your whole day. That can take you off track. It can ruin your day, put you in a bad mood, or it doesn't. And this is the, it doesn't. Don't let it. Just, that's a reflection of them. As above, so below, as within, so without. God damn, that motherfucker's having a bad day. They ain't gonna rub off on me. It'll keep that energy over there. So there's that element of not letting it distract you, not letting it get you off course. You get a barrier, you get a disgusting criticism. That's okay. It's a, you know, if it's critical, take it and run. If it's, excuse me. If it's a constructive criticism, you go, you know, absorb it. But if it's just critical, you just remove it. Just move on. Don't let it bother you. That's the message here, is not to let those things bother you. They're out of your control. They're nothing you can do. And the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to end up hurting yourself in the long run. So stay focused, stay determined, and don't let those distractions get in the way of you accomplishing your goals, of you enjoying your day, of you enjoying the rest of your shift. So it's like moving forward, not letting it bother you. That's a message here, and that's what your higher self wants to say today, Capricorn. So Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I do hope it resonated and benefited you. And as always, if you like your reading, if you like my style, I do ask that you like, comment, subscribe. It does help my channel to grow. Thank you, Capricorn. I always appreciate your support. And let's close your reading with your final message today. What's the final message for Capricorn? Love yourself enough to set boundaries. Your time and energy are precious. You get to choose how you use it. You teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and will not accept. So repeat this affirmation when you feel stressed today. The boundaries that I create allow me to shine for myself and for others. That's what I got. I truly wish you the best of luck. Until next time.